following is from the Agency for Instructional Technology, AIT.
Is beginning a drawing based on the principles of linear perspective. By choosing 2 points on the horizon line, he can create an illusion of depth by making all his lateral lines converge towards these 2 points. In this program, Paul will explain how to draw so objects are the correct height or size in relation to the rest of the picture.
I'm making a rough sketch of a building here, and I'm following the setup of a 2-point perspective. The conditions I have laid out here, you can see back here is a high level, continues over here, and then you can see the top of the building and the bottom of the building, the lines converging to a point out on the eye level, which is be one vanishing point. Then from our center line here, we could have this side of this building, the top and the bottom, converging to a point on the horizon out to make another vanishing point. Now, that's not hard to set up our building, but suppose I wanted to place, a 6-foot person right here. Now, I'd like to know how high would that person stand to be in perspective with this building, to be in the correct perspective relationship to this building. Or if I put a 3-foot person over here, how high would that person be drawn to be in correct perspective to this building? Those are the kinds of things that you run into in drawing. We have a number of objects in a picture. You have a building. We have one known size, one known height. How do we relate the other heights to that to be in correct perspective so our picture looks right? Well, it's not hard. We have a system. We have a way, and that's what this program's about. Here's a way of determining the height or the size of an object within a picture if we have an object of known height. If we have a figure here, an object of known height, and we have the figure standing on a plane, level plane, and we have an eye-level horizon line. Now, if we know this figure is, say, 6 foot tall, we look at where the eye level or the horizon crosses that figure. It's crossing the figure at about the hip. We know the hip is about halfway from the top of the head to the feet, the body. The hip is a halfway mark. So now we not only have a known height, but we know where the horizon cuts it at 3 feet, which is halfway. So halfway here is 3 feet. That means that any other object drawn in on this plane will cross the eye level at 3 feet. Also, here's the flagpole. If this man's 6 foot and is crossing at 3 foot, then where it crosses a flagpole is 3 foot. If you have another person standing back here, and this person is 6 foot, and we're drawing here, then if it cuts them right in half, that person's feet would be here and the top of the head would be here. That would mean this is a 6 foot person, this is a 6 foot person. What if you have a 3 foot person? Well, then a 3 foot person head would be right on the horizon. And how far down? That depends on how close they are. I can extend it down to here, and all I'm doing is bringing the 3 foot person closer to you. Same way here. I can extend this up as long as that horizon, an eye level is cutting halfway. It's still a 6 foot person, a 6 foot person, a 3 foot person. And as you draw it larger, it's simply bringing it closer to you. If I had a drawing over here of a 6 foot person, and the horizon would cut them halfway, I'll go a little farther, up to the hip bone. This would be a 6-foot person. It simply means that he is closer to you. Now that's one way we have of determining the height of objects or people drawn on a level plane related to the eye level. Now we can also take that eye level and a known size and determine another size that is not known in the picture. And we'll look at that. How tall is this Joshua tree? I don't know. But there's a way of finding out approximately. If we have an object, in this case a figure of a man, of a known height, let's say he's 6 foot tall, and the horizon and the eye level cuts him in half here. That means that from the eye level down is 3 feet, and from the eye level up is 3 feet. Now, that's true of any other object on this plane, that the eye level or the horizon line will be cutting them at 3 feet. So the eye level going across the Joshua tree here, and if we go down to the base of it, we can assume that this height from the base up to the eye level is 3 feet. If it is over here, it'd be 3 feet, 3 feet. So from the base up to there is 3 feet. If I take that as a general measurement and move up here, then I know, and double it, 6 feet would be about here. So that Joshua tree is about 7 foot tall. And the way we found it out is we related it to a known height. Now, that's true of anything here. Suppose I want to draw a jackrabbit sitting up. And the head would be here, and the body's here, and the hind legs here. And when this jackrabbit sits up, he is 1.5 feet tall. So how would we draw him? This is 3 feet. We would draw half of that. And that would be 1.5 feet right here of any object. That's easy to learn, and it's something to know. Now that if you learned how to determine a height as related to an eye level line or horizon line, let's see how we determine heights within a perspective, within a linear perspective. In this drawing, we're going to determine how high to make an object that's already known and have it fit in and be related to a known perspective. Now, in this building, we know the height of the building because along this center of vision, we also have a measuring line. And the center of vision can be a measuring line. If we assume that each one of these marks are 1 foot, then I can go up the measuring line and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11.5 or 12 feet. So this object, if it is a building, is 11.5 feet tall. It could be anything. And you have your eye level back here. We've already set up the conditions of a 2-point perspective. You have your vanishing points, one here and one vanishing point way out here on the eye level. And then you have your vanishing lines that create the 2 sides of the building. Now, this is known, the measurement is known. The question is, down here at this X, suppose I want to put a person who is 6 foot tall right there. Now, how tall is that person going to be in correct relationship with this perspective back here? That's what we're going to do. All right, if we say that this person is 6 feet tall, the first thing I do is look on the opposite side of the measuring line to the other vanishing point, and by eye or by a straight edge, if you want to use a straight edge, you mark a line through there. The bottom of where the person, let's say this is a person, where the person is standing. Next, you look back to the other vanishing point on the other side of the measuring line. And with a straight edge or your eye, draw a line from that vanishing point along the base of the structure out to here. Now you'll see they cross right here. We can go back here now to the vanishing point and count up 6 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 feet on that building. So from that point back to the vanishing point, we'll draw another line. And you notice how it's get larger and further away? And you notice where it crosses there? Now where that crosses, you draw a line straight up from there. And that is 6 feet projected out from this building. So if a person was standing on this line here, and they were 6 foot tall, their feet would be right here, and the top of their head would be right there. But we want to come out here. So we projected out from the building. Now we have to project out the other way. So this is in line here. We know this is 6 feet tall here, so we go back to that vanishing point there. And the top of this 6 foot head here that has been projected from the building. And we come out here like this. Now, if you take a line straight up from here, from that point, a 6 foot person would stand right here, the head would be right here, occupy this space, the body would be here. But we projected out, first from the vanishing points, projected out from the measuring line, and then turned the corner and came this way. Because a 6 foot person here is going to occupy this much height. But this person's closer to us, so they're going to occupy that much height. And both of them are in correct relationship with the perspective of this building. Now that I've shown you several ways of determining height within a picture, why don't you try some of them? You can try one of them, or you can try all of them.
Try drawing a house, starting with a horizon line and then relying on the rules of perspective that you know. Since a one-story house is about 20 feet from the ground to the top of its roof, try figuring out the proper height of a 5 foot person standing in front of the house. By projecting from the measuring line, which is the corner of the house, place another 5 foot figure in the background.
Drawing is not just about skill or creative ability. It's about knowledge. Very important part of drawing is knowledge. And with the knowledge you've gained here, you can begin to determine heights and sizes within a picture.
By using these simple rules based on linear perspective, you can figure out the height or size of any figure that crosses a horizon line. Drawing with Paul Ringler is produced by the Agency for Instructional Technology in association with the Oklahoma Educational Television Authority.